Hey guys, Allison here, and I have day 4's layout for layout a day. And this time we are looking at how our perspective changes when we examine things more closely. And one of the other challenges, or the adventures we could choose, was to use some of our newest supplies. So I'm combining those two. And my newest supplies are the Glitter Girl collection from Chamel. So those two papers at the bottom are from that collection. And the rest of them are a little bit older. So I decided to do something a little bit different this time. Normally I would mount my paper with a sort of a frame around all four sides, and this time I just decided to shake things up and mount it down in the corner with some paper layers behind the photos. So my photos are mounted onto an older Studio Calico paper from their Snippets collection, and then those in turn are mounted onto Maggie Holmes' Chasing Dreams collection by Crate Paper. And then I did play with the orientation of that sort of ombre-ish paper. It's not really ombre, but you know what I mean. Just to make sure that I had the orientation of it the way I wanted it. And then prior to turning the camera on, I had gone through my various papers and cut certain little bits and pieces out that I thought I could layer in sort of little clusters. So right now I am just playing with them, seeing how I would like them. And I really liked that journaling box with the black arrowlesses. Love this, but I couldn't really get it to work the way, or in a way that would make me happy. So I decided to put it aside for another layout, which is like the second or third time I've done that, and just go with the smaller scraps that I had cut apart. So I've got bits from Chamel's Starshine and Maggie Holmes', I don't think it's Chasing Dreams, no, Bloom collection. And the journaling box is actually from Little by Little. And I had done a really bad job of cutting them out the first time, so I had to spend quite a bit of time straightening the edges and inking them all. I'm inking them all because they are from different collections, so I want to have that ink around the edge to bring that sort of cohesiveness to them. And here I am just putting everything together. I decided to not put any of the larger squares along the bottom and just have that dark pink strip there. It just wasn't working the way I was sort of envisioning it. And then as soon as I moved it up to the side, it sort of all came together, and I realized that that was the right composition for me. So now I'm moving to the opposite corner, and for this particular layout, I am not using sort of the rules of 3. I do not have 3 embellishment areas, just the 2, so kind of opposite corners. Yeah, I like to, I like to change things up a bit. Makes it more interesting, especially when you're scrapbooking every day. You can find yourself in a bit of a rut. So if you can change things up even the slightest, it helps keep your creative juices fresh. So there's a couple of things that I had cut out that I just couldn't seem to fit in. One was a tag that I said, what did it say, buy, or buy now, or something like that, which I kind of thought was appropriate because my daughters ended up buying a wand when we were at the Warner Brothers Studios, but it didn't really fit. So, and then that word strip on the right, the black one, that is from Chamel's Go Now Go. But it was a bit too black. It took over a little bit too much. So I grabbed some of my glittery, turquoisey, tealy stickers. And here's a hot tip for you. If you find a sticker that you love, like a letter sticker, buy 2 sets. Because as soon as you start running out of vowels in one, you can go and grab them from the other set, which is what I was doing just then. And then I also grabbed the 2 little asterisks from the complete set, and I put them off to one side, and I can work them into my embellishment clusters a little bit later. So now I'm just getting my journaling in, and I decide to add a quote from the book in that little gap next to my title, and you'll see it in the close-ups at the end. I don't know if I have the words exactly right, so I didn't use quotation marks, but I think I did a pretty good job. So now I can start my embellishment, and before I go hunting through all my stuff for stickers, I had this sheet of paper that had a lot of lightning bolts, and I had used it on a couple other layouts in this album, and I tried to incorporate it into this, but it wasn't really looking the way I wanted it to, so I abandoned that. And I hunted down all my stickers and die cuts and gems and sparkly things. And now I'm just finishing going through them. As I find things that I like, I'm either putting them directly onto the layout like I did with that big floral sticker, or I'm putting them onto my craft mat just to the side of my layout so that I can add them in as I start embellishing. This is a die cut pack from Bloom. And I pulled out a couple of things that I liked the colors, but I ended up not using them. Sometimes I find I get to a point where, I think I might want to add more layers, but as I'm trying to, it becomes too much. And that's what happened with those two die cuts. I couldn't fit them in a way that was pleasing to me, so I put them away and decided, nope, I have enough. That doily sticker is from a Simple Stories collection, and I just cut it in half so that I could have it in each embellishment area, but I did end up moving it up slightly over there. And then I've got 2 word stickers, and I can't remember off the top of my head what they say, but they will show up in the close-up so you can take a look there. So that's pretty much it for larger items and flat things, and now I'm just adding things with a bit of dimension. These are the same color as the letter stickers, same glittery colors. So I just added some stars. I felt that was appropriate, and then it would bring the stars in from the very, very background paper. And the last thing I add is some dark pink glittery enamel dots. And that's it. As you can probably tell, since this is not a very long video, this layout only took me about 35 minutes to create from start to finish, even hunting through all my papers. So I love it when they come together quite quickly. So there's a look at that quote that I grabbed from the book, and that's one of the word stickers. So thanks very much. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.